Hi, welcome to Miss Polari's Functional Communication class. Okay, so I've given you an assignment, but I haven't uploaded a video yet. And I wanted to upload some videos because this is live class. So pretend you're in my classroom at Lake Mineola High School, and we're gonna work on that expressive language. When we work on expressive language, we also work on the articulation of our sounds to be intelligible. But I am curious, I want to know more what you know. So for this, functional communication means I'm going to be asking you questions that, that people ask you day to day. I want to see, and I want you to answer me in complete sentences. Later on, I will give it an assignment that you can type up or write, or however it is that you want to communicate with me. You can ask a parent to help you. But the important thing is that we practice functional communication, speaking more, expressing ourselves more. So for today's class, I'm going to ask a few questions. I may or may not give you the answer. Maybe I will. We'll see. But I want you to listen, answer, and then when I give you the assignment, it's going to be a review of what we are learning today. So for functional communication class number 1. So right now, what month are we in? We know there's 12 months in a year. What month are we in? If you don't know the answer to that, get up, go look at a calendar. If you don't have a calendar with you, go get your phone, go get your mom's phone, and go look up at the calendar app. What month are we at? If you don't know, ask for help. Ask a parent, ask a sibling. Mom, Dad, can you help me find the calendar? I need to know what month it is. That's question number 1. While you're looking at that calendar, what day of the week are we in? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I know during this quarantine it's kind of hard. What day am I? So we're going to look at the calendar regularly and daily to see what month are we in? What day is it? What day of the week? Kind of helps you figure out where you are in our timeline during this quarantine and we're stuck in our houses. Okay, so we have those two things. Let's move forward. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to listen and answer these questions. And I might wait a few minutes, and I'm going to give you the answer. I'm going to do it right away. Okay, so this is like a game. Question number 1. A shopping place with many stores. What do we call a shopping place with many stores? Ding, 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 ding. I'm just being funny. A shopping place with many stores. What do we call that? I'm gonna read some answers. So just think about that if you don't know the answers. Is a shopping place with many stores, is it a bank? Is it a barber shop? Is it a church? Is it a dentist? Is it a hospital? Is it a mall? Is it a school? So I'll give you some options there. Name a shopping place. What do we call a shopping place with many stores? That was question number 1. If you don't know the answer, go ahead and rewind and listen to those options. And if you don't know the answer, ask. Ask your parents, ask who's ever nearby. Hey, what do we call a shopping place with many stores? And I gave you some options, okay? And these may be easy, these may be hard. I'm not sure, but I'm going to post an assignment to see, do you know these? And if not, that we're gonna learn them, okay? And we're gonna learn to use our expressive language to ask, hey, what do we call a place with many stores? Question number 2. What do we call a place we go out to eat? What do we call a place we go out to eat? Do we call it a bank? Do we call it a church? Do we call it a restaurant? Or do we call it a school? What is a place we go out to eat? And at the end, I'm going to give you the answers, but I want you to think about that for a little bit. Again, if you don't know the answer, ask someone. Use your words and say, Hey, what do we call a place we go out to eat? And if you know it, that's great. We can just keep moving forward. What do we call a place children and or students go to learn? What do we call a place children and students go to learn? Do we call it a bank? Do we call it a barber shop? Do we call it a church? Do we call it a dentist? Do we call it a school? Do we call it a mall? Question number 4. What do we call a place to refuel your car? What do we call a place to refuel your car? Which means to put gas in your car. What do we call that place where mom or dad go to put gas in the car? Do we call it a bank? Do we call it a barber shop? Do we call it a gas station? Do we call it a drugstore? Do we call it a hospital? Question number 5. What do we call a place that people take dirty clothes to? I know that we go into our area and we have a washing machine and a dryer and we wash there our clothes, but there is a place that people actually go to take their dirty clothes, and they have other people do it for them, or they go there and they do it there. So it's an actual place. Is it a bank? Is it a church? Is it called the cleaners? Is it a dentist? Is it a movie theater? Okay. What do we call education, or that place that you get your education beyond high school? It's a place that you go to get an education beyond high school. Is it a bank? Is it a barber shop? Is it a college? Is it a discount store? So what do we call a place where you get an education beyond high school? All right, number 6. Number 7, what do we call a place of employment? What do we call a place of employment? Do we call it our school? Do we call it our supermarket? Do we call it our work? Do we call it mall? What do we call a place of employment? Question number 8. Who is the person who takes care of your teeth? Who is the person who takes care of your teeth? Is it the church? Is it a doctor? Is it a dentist? Or is it a bank? Number 9, the place we live, that's a freebie, is called our, is it our church, our bank, our home, our hospital? Question number 10, a medical facility is called what? Is it called a home? Is it called a hospital? Is it called a mall? Or is it called a movie theater? Okay, so these are just functional questions every day. Did you know these answers? Was this easy for you? Because I need to know that when I give the assignment and I see what you've written down, I'm gonna go, great. And it's gonna get harder and harder, and I'm gonna keep probing to see where you are. But the most important thing is when you answer these, I want you to answer with a complete sentence. I wanna hear that expressive language, that articulation of your sounds, that I can understand you. I don't wanna get answers with one word. I don't want one word answer. I want 5 to 6 words in a sentence, or 4 to 6. So I'm gonna give the answers to see if that's what you came up with. So I had asked 10 questions. So question number 1, I said a shopping place with many stores. What is it called? So you would answer in a sentence like this. Miss Polari. A shopping place with many stores is called a mall. See how I answered that in a complete sentence, in a long sentence? I didn't give you one word. I want to hear a long sentence, okay? Question number 2. What is a place we go to eat? The answer is, I want you to give me a nice long sentence. Miss Polari, you don't have to say Miss Polari, but I want you to say, a place we go to eat is called a restaurant. Number 3, what do we call a place children and students go to learn? And this is what I want you to answer. A place that children or students go to learn is called a school. Question number 4. What do we call a place to refuel your car? Answer in a complete sentence. A place to refuel your car is called a gas station. Question number 5. A place to take dirty clothes. A place to take dirty clothes is called the cleaners. Some people call it the laundromat, but the cleaners. Question number 6. What's a place where you get an education beyond high school? A place where you get your education beyond high school is called college. See those long sentences? That's what I want to hear from you. Not 1 or 2 words. I want a long, nice sentence, and I want to make sure that I am understanding and that you're articulating every sound. That's the speech part, okay? What is a place of employment? The answer would be, a place of employment is called work. Number 8, a person who takes care of your teeth. What is that, or who is that? A person who takes care of your teeth is called a dentist. This is the freebie one. What is the place we live? In a nice complete sentence, you'll answer, the place we live is our home. What is a medical facility? And this is how I want you to answer it. A medical facility is called a hospital. So those are the 10 questions for this lesson. I really want you to focus on just answering, using your words, and not just responding with 1 or 2 words. A nice long sentence. The more we practice, the more it becomes easier. And then I'll be able to give you harder and harder, more difficult assignments. But I want to hear you speak. I want you to put 4, 5, 6 words together in a long sentence, and I want to listen to the way you pronounce and articulate your sounds. I want people to understand what you're just saying, not that you're saying something and they're figuring it out. I want you to be clear in how you're pronouncing those words, okay? Have a great day. I'm going to post an assignment in a few minutes. Bye.